The Volunteershoek Pass is sometimes also referred to as the Bidstone Pass, but locals object strongly to the use of this name. This is a particularly tough, high-altitude gravel pass that connects the Wall Trail farming valley with the well-known Tiffendale ski resort close to the South African Lesotho border. Relatively long at 9.6 kilometers, it rises from 1,916 meters to 2,567. With its average climb gradient of 1 in 14, this pass can be called nothing but steep. The first 4 kilometers offers gradients of up to 1 in 5. This is strictly a 4x4 only route, and high ground clearance as well as low range is important. Most of the climbing is done in the first 3.8 kilometers, whereafter the gradient eases right off to around 1 in 20 until the 7.7 kilometer point, after which the road steepens to 1 in 10 till the summit point. The pass starts at its western end at the crossing of a small river via a low-level concrete bridge and immediately begins climbing at around 1 in 20. After a short distance, the road crosses a cattle grid. These early stages cross private farmland, so keep an eye out for livestock and pedestrians. The road now heads purposefully up the valley with a distinctive conical-shaped peak to the left. Proceed slowly through the farmstead up ahead, which appears on the right-hand side of the road. Allow plenty of time to complete this pass, as it consists of 2 sections. Once you've reached the summit of the pass, there's still a further 8.2 kilometers of plateau-type driving which has to be completed before arriving at Tiffendale. Allow at least 2 hours to complete both sections, excluding any stops. Along the southern arm of the Drakensberg, you can expect rapidly changing weather conditions, including severe electrical storms, heavy rain, hail and snow. The first hairpin is reached at the 1 kilometer mark at an altitude of 2,048 meters, which takes the direction from northeast into the southeast. Once you've negotiated the hairpin, the gradient levels off to around 1 in 13. The dense bushes on the right screen the lovely views down into the valley that you've just ascended. This particular section of the pass can often be quite badly rutted and stony. Before starting the pass, tires should be deflated to between 1.2 and 1.4 bar and low range selected. Remain in low range at least till the 5 kilometer point. The road heads through a tunnel of vegetation and curves through an easy S-bend whilst ascending steadily. At the 1.3 kilometer mark, at an altitude of 2,074 meters, the vegetation clears, revealing a radio mast dead ahead. This is a great spot to stop and enjoy the magnificent views down over the Wall Trail Valley. From this point, the track bends towards the left through a full U-shaped bend of 180 degrees, taking the direction directly into the north. You are now still in the same ravine, except at a higher altitude. Along this next section of 1.8 kilometers to the second hairpin bend, the road gains 263 meters of altitude, which produces an average gradient of just under 1 in 7. The sharp conical peak visible from the start of the pass now takes on a different form as it appears on the left. At the 1.9 kilometer mark, the second cattle grid is crossed. Should you experience a mechanical breakdown on this pass, assistance will be either from Tiffendale or from the nearest farm in the Wall Trail Valley. You need to go well prepared with recovery equipment as well as appropriate clothing and emergency food rations. We filmed this pass in the ascending mode from west to east. To approach from this direction, head north on the R393 and turn east at GPS south 30.718474, east 27.753897. Once you've turned east, you'll drive along the southern side of the Funnystone River and through the Funnystone Farm itself for a distance of 8.5 kilometers to arrive at the western starting point of this pass. Should you miss this turn-off, as many people do, you'll arrive at the last farm on this road called the Dargle. Just do a U-turn and retrace your route back for 1 kilometer to find the starting point at a small bridge where a yellow signboard warns that only 4x4 vehicles may travel the pass. The name of the farm immediately to the south of the pass is called the Bidstone Farm. Be sure to watch parts 2 and 3 of this series on the Volunteershoek Pass to gain a complete picture of what to expect.